It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
I don't know how much more outrage we can all take. The outrage of the day is over the use of the word animal. A sheriff from California was lamenting not being able to report violent MS-13 gang members that were in her jail. This was at a meeting in the Roosevelt Room of the West Wing. And this particular sheriff, I've listened, there have now been, at least on Twitter, over 170,000 views of this particular clip. I don't know, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. I'm quite certain you can find it on Facebook also. But when I first heard this story today, I thought, because the left is outraged. They are in utter outrage over the use of the word animal to describe another human being. And before I play for you the clip, before I play for you the entire exchange so that you can hear that in context, I too would refer to members of the MS-13 gang as animals. You see, I think MS-13 is just a step below thug. Maybe there are 2 or 3 steps below thugs. MS-13, if you're not aware of their origins, come from Central America, primarily Guatemala. They are known for their extraordinary cruelty and violence, ripping hearts out of people who are not yet dead, initiating other gang members by requiring them to randomly select people for the most vicious torture that you can imagine. And I'm not talking about waterboarding. I'm talking about utter inhumane torture. So I thought, just out of curiosity, I'd look up the definition of the word animal. You know me. It's like, okay, if we're going to be outraged over the use of the term animal to describe another human being who engages in these despicable acts, let me just make certain about the definition of animal. Animal is a noun. Its general definition is that it is a living organism which feeds on organic matter, typically having specialized sense organs and a nervous system and able to respond rapidly to stimuli. And then there are 3 or 4 subsets of that definition of animal, a living organism other than a human being, a mammal, as opposed to a bird, a reptile, a fish, or an insect. And then this, the 3rd subset of the definition of animal. A person whose behavior is regarded as devoid of human attributes or civilizing influences, especially someone who is very cruel, violent, or repulsive. And the example that's given in the dictionary is, those men have to be animals. What they did to that boy was savage. You know, if you're going to rip the heart out of a human being that is still alive as part of your initiation ritual, I think you're an animal. I think you are devoid of human attributes or civilizing influences, and you are especially cruel, violent, and repulsive. Animals. They live among us. Some are dogs and cats, some are chickens and pigs, and some are gang members, whether we like it or not. So after this statement was made by the president, the Associated Press tweets out something to the effect that, oh, Donald Trump calls people coming to this country legally or illegally as animals. And all of a sudden, you know, I really despise the term fake news, but all of a sudden, all of the ostensibly good journalists around the country start misreporting the story and claiming that Donald Trump claims that illegal aliens coming to this country are animals. When I saw all the outrage on Twitter and Facebook and in the news as I was doing show prep today, I decided to try to find the original, you know, Jiminy Christmas. Who would think about doing that? Going to the original source. So I found it. Listen closely.
But now ICE is the only law enforcement agency that cannot use our databases to find the bad guys. They cannot come in and talk to people in our jail unless they reach a certain threshold. They can't do all kinds of things that other law enforcement agencies can do. And it's really put us in a very bad position. It's a disgrace.
And we're suing on that, and we're working hard, and I think it'll all come together. Because people want it to come together. It's so ridiculous. The concept that we're even talking about is so ridiculous. We'll take care of it, Margaret.
Thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about it.
Yeah. We have people coming into the country, or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before. And because of the weak laws, they come in fast. We get them, we release them, we get them again, we bring them out. It's crazy. The dumbest laws, as I said before, the dumbest laws on immigration in the world. So we're going to take care of it, Margaret. We'll get it done. We're going to ask that man right there, because that man can do it. Right now he's the most important man in the room. Kevin can do it.
He's pointing to House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. The woman, the sheriff, very specifically said, even if I have MS-13 gang members in my jail, I can't even turn them over to ICE. I can't report them. That is what Donald Trump is responding to. He's already responded to her first complaint that she can't even report criminals. And Donald Trump responds to that. And then she speaks up again and says very specifically,
thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about it.
I could have an MS-13 gang member, and if they don't reach a certain threshold, I can't even report them to ICE. Yeah, you know, we're taking a bunch of these people out. They're awful. They do horrible things. They're animals. Let the outrage begin.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Heavy traffic on the Douglas County Drive. I-25 jammed up in both directions. Got a pair of accidents, one in each direction. I-25, the Greenland exits. That is mile marker 167. Miles of backups there. And a crash reported on northbound I-25 near Larkspur. I-25, heavier traffic downtown to the Tech Center, heading up toward North Glen and Thornton. Had a problem northbound I-25 at 84th Avenue. Now a crash on westbound 6th Avenue at Federal. 6th Avenue is stopped, and northbound Federal shut down at 6th Avenue. Denver's forecast tonight, cloudy skies, chance of scattered thunderstorms, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon thunderstorms, high of 70 degrees. Right now, 79. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Phelan, 630 KHOW.
Today, we can age better than ever before, but some believe that taking hormones is unnatural. Michael Brown here for the Grossman Wellness Center. Dr. Grossman, my physician and an anti-aging specialist, says nothing is further from the truth. Growing older without the benefit of hormone replacement can lead to different health problems, and this is true for men as well as women. Our DNA has not really changed since the Stone Age, when we didn't survive past our 20s, an age where hormones are actually a problem. But today, we live into our 80s, 90s, and beyond. Hormone replacement is scientifically proven to improve energy, appearance, sleep, mood, and yes, even sex drive. If you're not getting any younger, I know I'm not, I want you to call now and learn how the doctors at the Grossman Wellness Center can help you age naturally and healthfully with safe and effective bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. I want you to call the Grossman Wellness Center right now and check on this. Call them at 303-233-4247, 303-233-4247, or online, grossmanwellness.com.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, N623. Exclusions apply. Staples.
It's that time of year at the Georgetown Loop Railroad. What a great way to celebrate spring. Come enjoy the beautiful views of the last snows of winter and the first flowers of spring. GeorgetownLoopRR.com.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a new 30-year loan all over again? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high-interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term, because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants. They'll guide you through options and will customize the right program to achieve your financial goals. They may even be able to get you closed in as fast as 10 days. So get started now, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Under Obamacare, there are three winners: big insurance, big hospitals, and big drug companies. That's wrong.
Victor Mitchell is the outsider businessman running for Colorado governor.
We need to challenge insurance companies and give consumers real choice. Healthcare technology could give us complete transparency, but prices for healthcare give us almost none. Together, let's fix Colorado. One idea: skilled nurse practitioner clinics for basic care at a lower cost, available to all Coloradans. And yes, complete price transparency.
Vic's the conservative with a plan for Colorado healthcare.
It's time to put consumers and patients first. Trust doctors and nurses with our care, not big government, and protect rural health with affordable clinic options. Washington failed to kill Obamacare. With your help, Colorado can.
Learn more about Vic's conservative solutions for healthcare in Colorado at vic4gov.com. Paid for by Coloradans for Victor Mitchell.
It's time to watch Newsmax TV, America's newest conservative cable news channel. You've heard me talk about Newsmax Online and how I use their website. Well, now they have a cable news channel just like Fox News. You know, I really like Newsmax TV. Frankly, it's terrific, and not just because I've appeared on Newsmax TV a lot. Newsmax TV just had on Mike Reagan, Professor Dershowitz, Senator Rand Paul, and even Bill O'Reilly. So I encourage you to watch Newsmax TV. Get the news the liberal media just won't report, like the real story behind President Trump's success. Newsmax TV is already America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 50 million homes. So check it out on DirecTV channel 349, Dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. That's DirecTV 349, Dish 216, UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. And remember, if your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax TV, call them and tell them you want Newsmax TV.
Every business needs great people, and the better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter revolutionized hiring. Their technology finds great candidates for you. No wonder 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Goodbye post and pray. Hello ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, this is Dave Logan for Schomp Automotive. This month, Schomp is having a campus-wide event to support the Danny Dietz Foundation. Shop believes that placing the flag on the website and updating the Memorial Day hours is simply not enough in recognizing our veterans and active military members this Memorial Day. Instead, Shop is recognizing the veterans and active military members by making a $5,000 donation in honor of their team members that served. On top of that, Shop is putting together a military-inspired boot camp to run Sunday, May 27th, with all proceeds benefiting the Danny Dietz Foundation. If you've been considering making the choice to get a newer, safer vehicle, I encourage you to do business with a company that not only recognizes our military members, but actively supports organizations right in our backyard. You can find out all the event details and incredible offers across their entire campus at shop.com. And get yourself registered for the event. Shop Automotive. One price, one person, 1 hour.
Whoa, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Cars, the second biggest investment we make. So let's talk all about them. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
I don't always agree with the way President Trump speaks. Don't always agree with his kind of, the language that he uses sometimes, I think is not necessarily beneath the presidency, but it's kind of like, okay, the whole world's watching, and it's kind of like, set a good example. But by the same token, I truly believe that for decades we have begged and begged and begged for someone to cut through the political correctness and just speak the truth, the unvarnished truth. And in this case, he did so. And the media and the left and the celebrities are all apoplectic, because somehow, in referring to MS-13 gang members as animals, he has somehow denigrated all illegal aliens who come here for whatever reason. MS-13 is probably the most violent gang on earth. But I want to play back again, because I don't want there to be any doubt, if you're just tuning in, I'm talking about the president today referred to MS-13 gang members as animals. A perfectly legitimate definition of someone who is devoid of human traits. Listen again. I listened to this 3 or 4 times today, just to make sure. I listened to it once, raw. I listened to it a second time to make sure that I wasn't missing something. I listened to it a third time, putting myself in the shoes of the Associated Press, who, by the way, has deleted their tweet, putting myself in the shoes of the New York Times or NBC or CNN or whoever else is out there all screaming about how Donald Trump is calling all illegal aliens animals. And I could not get my head around it.
But now ICE is the...
This is the sheriff from California sitting directly across from the president in the Roosevelt room. To her left is Kevin McCarthy, also a Republican member of Congress from California. So you got a California sheriff and a California congressman. I assume she's probably from his congressional district, and that's why he's seated next to her. And they're discussing illegal immigration. The sheriff first talks just about the inability to cooperate with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
But now ICE is the only law enforcement agency that cannot use our databases to find the bad guys. They cannot come in and talk to people in our jail unless they reach a certain threshold. They can't do all kinds of things that other law enforcement agencies can do. And it's really put us in a very bad position. It's a disgrace.
So there's the first point. We can't even cooperate with ICE, and this is a disgrace. The president responds.
And we're suing on that, and we're working hard, and I think it'll all come together. Because people want it to come together. It's so ridiculous. The concept that we're even talking about is so ridiculous. We'll take care of it, Margaret.
Thank you. There could be an image.
Now, she interjects, and she says, there could even be an MS-13 gang member in my jail, and my hands are tied. Subject has now gone to MS-13.
MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about it.
She's now set the next subject, MS-13 gang members. The president responds to her comment.
We have people coming into the country, or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are.
Who do you think he's referring to right there? We're taking people out of this country. You wouldn't believe how bad they are. You wouldn't believe who some of these people are. He's referring back to MS-13. He's referring to, because remember, if you're here in this country illegally, the likelihood of you being deported back is virtually nil. Now, if you're in the country illegally and you're a known member of MS-13 or any other gang, you will be deported. Or if you've just been released from jail and you're an MS-13 gang member, you will be deported. So he's referring to those people that we deport who are gang members.
These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before.
They're animals. Let me give you some examples. Venus Romero Arata. She was 17. No, I'm sorry, that's the gang member. They killed a 15-year-old girl because they suspected the girl had dated another guy. So the gang members filmed the torture and the stabbing of this 15-year-old girl. Another 15-year-old girl, Demarius A. Reese Rivas. She moved to the U.S. with her mother to flee gang violence in El Salvador. They filmed her murder. Two MS-13 gang members who were staying in U.S. illegally killed a teenager after she insulted the gang members' satanic rituals and shrine, which they said required a soul sacrifice. So they did a satanic killing and videotaped it. Another satanic killing, the kidnapping, physical, and sexual torture of an unidentified teenage girl. Lynchburg police, back in March, charged 3 MS-13 gang members with the murder of a 17-year-old by the name of Raymond Wood. He had been mutilated by his killers, stabbed the teenager 16 times, ran over him, cut off his hands. So far, they meet my definition of animal. In July, Nassau County in New York arrested Hector Lazo, 18, and Pedro Rivera, 23, in connection to a gang-related shooting that occurred in March. Shot the 37-year-old in the back of the head while walking in the street. Gang-related shooting. Houston. An 11-year-old girl and 2 teenage boys were sent to the hospital after being injured in a gang-related shooting. Both teenage boys were documented members of the MS-13 gang. The 11-year-old girl who was shot in the arm had no affiliation with the gang. Police have linked the MS-13 gang to a string of 11 murders in Long Island. 4 of the victims, between the ages of 16 and 20, murdered the same night, mutilated by men wielding machetes. Yeah, animals. Hey, mainstream media, shove it up your butt.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Heavy highways for the drive. A new accident. Motorcyclist involved on westbound 6th Avenue at Federal. Try to avoid the area. Northbound Federal shut down at 6th Avenue, and restrictions on the ramp from Federal to 6th Avenue. That is a tough drive. Jammed up along the I-25 drive, I-70, 270, and C-470, crowded highways. Down south, big delays, an accident northbound I-25 approaching Larkspur, and an accident southbound I-25 near the Greenlawn exits, mile marker 167. Denver's forecast, tonight partly cloudy, chance of scattered thunderstorms, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon rain. Could have some heavy rain, high near 70 degrees. Right now it is 81. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
You know, all of us know somebody that's hired a contractor, paid him a bunch of money, only to never get the job done. Now, if you want to avoid that and you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, then you need to call Brian at Professional Home Design. Brian's fully licensed, fully insured, and unlike other bathroom and kitchen remodeling companies, Brian and Professional Home Designs handles everything. They put in the cabinets, the countertops, the plumbing, electrical, they do everything. They're qualified and certified to do all of those things. And here's how they do business. You sign an agreement, you get the work scheduled, and then you meet with their designer at the showroom to pick out your countertops, vanity cabinets, whatever you need. Professional Home Design buys everything at cost, and you get it at cost, no markups. So it's cheaper, quicker, and easier to hire Professional Home Designs than it is to do it yourself or hire somebody else. Here's Brian's cell. I want you to call or text him right now about your remodeling of your kitchen or bathroom. 720-369-8998. That's 720-369-8998.
You live in Colorado because you enjoy the outdoors. Is knee, shoulder, or hip pain slowing you down? At Boulder Regenerative Medicine, Dr. Joanne Halbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in conservative and surgical treatment of joint pain. She's an expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options that work best for you. Call Boulder Regenerative Medicine at 303-449-8807. That's 303-449-8807 or visit boulderinstitute.com. You don't have to live with pain. Call now and schedule your appointment today.
As a business owner, you know that your company's data is your most important asset. If a virus or disaster destroyed that data, could you restore it quickly and get right back to business? Hi, it's Ross, and if you're not sure, then you need to speak with my friends at Machine Logic. They use Datto, a powerful, industry-leading cloud backup solution that ensures all of your data is safely and securely backed up to the cloud. So don't put your company's information and survival at risk. Start protecting your business today by visiting machinelogic.com. That's machinelogic.com.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHOW.
Attention men. Here are some facts you need to know about erectile dysfunction. First, it's a serious condition that affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. Second, many men who have it don't talk about it, and many suffer with it for years. Third, it's a condition that can be successfully treated in nearly 90% of men, even if pills and herbal treatments haven't worked in the past. So, if you suffer with ED, here's the most important fact. You can likely do something about it by making an appointment at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The specialists at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic have successfully treated thousands of men right here in the Front Range, giving them back their confidence and their ability to perform when the time is right. Your office visit is only $99 and includes a medical consultation, a PSA and testosterone test, and a test dose of our physician-directed treatment. And if it doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call us, 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Don't let ED be a fact in your life. Make the call today. 720-440-7900.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
You can't buy honesty, integrity, or good business ethics, but you can earn them, and we have for the past 57 years. Just up the road at Purefoy Chevrolet in Fort Lupton. Good people of great character, purefoychevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. We're all looking for ways to simplify our lives. For small businesses, there's the Cabbage Card. The Cabbage Card is linked to a line of credit of up to $250,000. Apply online and get a quick decision.
Visit Cabbage.com or call 855-CABBAGE to get $100 back when you take your first loan. That's 855-CABBAGE with a K. Credit lines and pricing are subject to periodic review and change. This is not a revolving account. Individual requests for capital or separate installment loans. All Cabbage business loans are issued by Celtic Bank, a Utah Chartered Industrial Bank, member FDIC.
In my yard, I'm a grill master.
But weeds have invaded this backyard barbecue kingdom. With Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed, you can thicken your lawn and kill over 50 pesky weeds guaranteed. Because Scott's Weed Grip technology is twice as effective on dandelions and clover as it used to be. So you can defeat invaders and green up your grass.
It's my secret recipe for a great-looking lawn.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Weed and Feed today.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
The president's use of the word animal today to describe MS-13 members, wholly appropriate. And in fact, probably not even strong enough language. But I always think it's good to understand exactly how and what those who are not like us think. And by that I mean the progressives, the lefties, the Marxists, the do-gooders that live in some sort of fantasy land where MS-13, that tortures, brutalizes, films murders, engages in satanic rituals, engages in the most inhuman activity, how they cannot be perceived by the left as animals. When the story broke, and not when the story broke, but when I discovered the story, I should say, I'm looking at one of my friends on Twitter. He was one of the first to start pointing out the hypocrisy, and he tweeted out this sound clip that I played in the last segment. So I start reading through the replies, and it hits me, they really are not like us. Somebody by the name of Mark Anderson tweeted, in response to that clip, let me just do this. Listen again.
But now ICE is the only law enforcement agency that cannot use our databases to find the bad guys. They cannot come in and talk to people in our jail unless they reach a certain threshold. They can't do all kinds of things that other law enforcement agencies can do. And it's really put us in a very bad position. It's a disgrace.
And we're suing on that, and we're working hard, and I think it'll all come together. Because people want it to come together. It's so ridiculous. The concept that we're even talking about is so ridiculous. We'll take care of it, Margaret.
Thank you. There could be an MS-13 gang member I know about. If they don't reach a certain threshold, I cannot tell ICE about them.
Yeah. We have people coming into the country or trying to come in. We're stopping a lot of them. But we're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
Mark Anderson, in response to that, says, obviously he was talking about gang members, no doubt. But even the most violent gang member, even if his actions are atrocious, is still a human being and therefore infinitely valuable. He was using a figure of speech, but poor choice. You know, I'm not a member of the clergy. I'm not a counselor. Not in the therapy sense. And I'm not because I don't have the patience and I don't have the belief system that people are infinitely valuable. There are some people who are infinitely unvaluable. Mao Zedong, Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, members of MS-13 that brutalize, rape, torture, murder, commit despicable acts. And I'm not here to try to find the value in those people. If other people want to do that, power to you. If you want to pray for them, you want to counsel them, you want to try to somehow reform them, have at it. That's not my gig. Or this. Jenna Ann replies, it is, and the reason I'm doing this is I want you to understand how some people think and what they think. Jenna Ann, in response to that reference or use of the word animal, it is never acceptable to call another human being animals. Human beings have rights. When this S-hole fraud POTUS does this, it makes it easier for him to mistreat these human lives. Nobody is an animal. Nobody. Get that straight right now, shorty. It is never acceptable to call another human being an animal because all human beings have rights. Yeah, we codify those rights and we give them right to a speedy trial, and we give them right to counsel, and we give them right to due process. We do all of those things because we're a civilized nation. And we recognize that in a civilized society, there are people who are animals. And we give them the opportunity to defend themselves, and then we find them guilty of despicable crimes. And if you live in a properly governed state, we impose the death penalty. Let's see. MS-13 members have been known to cut out the heart of people who are alive. That's exactly what animals do. I keep hearing this, but nobody has a story. Nobody has any examples. And then somebody gives an example from North Carolina. A man murdered earlier this year by MS-13 street gang was stabbed more than 100 times, decapitated, and had his heart torn out of his chest. Bam. Let's see. People want to spin the comment into race bait. And then they say, but here's another person acting like an animal. And you know what it is? It's a story I'll get to in a minute about a woman defecating in a donut store, a coffee shop in Canada. If we at some point don't recognize or are unwilling, just think about the people who are unwilling or incapable of recognizing that somebody is capable of committing an act so heinous that you can't even watch it. If I were to describe to you some of the things that I saw at Langley of what some of the terrorists do in the Middle East to other people, I freely admit I thought I was going to throw up. Animals. There are animals among us, and President Trump was completely appropriate in describing MS-13 gang members as animals. Those who cannot accept that live in a fantasy world that I simply cannot comprehend, nor do I wish to.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
Big accident in the drive. A motorcyclist involved at 6th Avenue and Federal. Westbound 6th Avenue with Federal. Try to avoid the area. 6th Avenue at a standstill. Northbound lanes of Federal shut down at 6th Avenue. That is a mess. Also delays down south. An accident southbound I-25 near the Greenlawn exit, mile marker 167. And a crash northbound I-25 near Larkspur. That is gone. So northbound I-25 is looking better. Watch for a crash 6th and Monaco. Denver's forecast tonight. Cloudy skies. Chance for scattered thunderstorms. Low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon storms. High near 70 degrees. Right now it's 81. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
The Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and our environment. Sign up for early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
You know, in this wild housing market, instead of buying an existing house, why don't you get a brand new, custom-built home from the Hall Company? And I know that you hear me say the word custom-built and you think expensive. That's not necessarily true. Whether you're looking for 1,500 or 15,000 square feet, the Hall Company will help you find your ideal piece of land, design the home with you, and then build it. You get what you want, not what somebody else had. The Hall Company can even help you find the land if you want to build the house yourself, and of course, they can help you secure financing. So instead of getting what somebody else liked, get a home that's just what you want. Check out their work at this website. Go check it out right now. DenverCustomHomebuilder.biz. DenverCustomHomebuilder.biz. Or call or text Dave Hall, the owner. He's ready to answer any questions about custom-built homes. Call or text him at 303-669-0531. Call him right now, 303-669-0531.
Hey, it's Angie, the producer. If you're feeling kind of down and need a confidence boost, I suggest trying Ovation Hair Cell Therapy. It'll give you thicker, stronger, healthier hair. And there's just something about good hair that makes a person light up. I know when my hair is looking exceptionally good, I feel like I can take on the world. You can feel that way too with Ovation Hair. The cell therapy's unique and proprietary formula treats the scalp and hair cuticle, resulting in 80% less breakage. And that's just after one use. I'm telling you, it really works. My hair has never been healthier, and I don't feel like I'm shedding all the time anymore. Self-care is the key to confidence. So treat yourself to shiny, bouncy, healthier hair for a more confident you. After all, you do deserve it. New customers will get a first-time introductory offer today. So what are you waiting for? Go to ovationhair.com and join me and the hundreds of thousands of satisfied customers worldwide. Go to ovationhair.com. That's ovationhair.com and go now.
Do you know what I love about Art of Granite? Price quotes on the phone. Art of Granite supplies premier designer countertops and cabinets. A direct importer of stone, granite, and quartz. Visit their showroom in Golden. Wholesale countertop material, custom edges, sinks, cabinets, and from the templating appointment, it takes just 1 week for installation. And when you have the kitchen done, they do the bathroom free. And they tear out everything free. Artofgranite.net. 303-386-5919.
Spring into action and put the food you love back on your menu. Just because you're gluten-free doesn't mean you can't enjoy breads, hamburger, and hot dog buns, pancakes, cupcakes, and so much more. Gluten-Free Things is a local gluten-free and vegan bakery. Look them up online, glutenfreethings.com.
If you've thought about installing solar on your home or business here in Colorado, do what I did and work with an actual Colorado company. Hi, it's Ross, and the very best choice in solar is Bright Street Energy. They've installed hundreds of systems on everything from modest homes to the National Western Complex. They offer a lifetime system warranty nearly unheard of in the industry. You can learn more and schedule your free solar consultation today at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE street.com, and make sure to ask about the special offer for my listeners.
The showroom is home to luxury brands such as Bernhardt, Henredon, and Marge Carson. And during the Memorial Day sales event, event, you can save up to 40% on these incredible brands and more. Plus, visit our newly expanded rug market and save 40% on all area rugs, fine hand-knotted rugs, and one-of-a-kind designs from Fazy, Nurasan, and more. Enjoy unprecedented savings at the Memorial Day sales event now at the showroom near I-25 and 58th.
Firearms collectors, listen up, because this is the show for you. The 53rd Annual Colorado Gun Collectors Association show is this weekend. Table after table of antique arms and modern collectibles. Authentic cowboy and Native American crafts and artifacts. All the major collectors associations are here. Colt, Sharps, Winchester, Remington, and the oldest known gun. 1,100 tables of exhibitors from across the country are here at the Colorado Gun Collectors Show. Starts 9 a.m. this Saturday and Sunday at the Denver Mart. For information, go to cgca.com.
Coloradans 62 and older, are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away, and FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
With so much going on in the news,
North Korea's ever closer.
We will have a fair and open process.
I think we have the votes. We do think that it will wrap up soon.
The reaction to all of it.
This is not the way we think and we live out here.
Is up to you.
We've all got a right to our opinions.
I think people really have had it this year.
This is radio for thinking people.
Your radio show is a conduit for thinking people that are awake and know what's going on.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
I'm always excited when at the last minute I find that Auntie Maxine has stepped into it again. She is the gift that just keeps on giving. Apparently, the Democrats are in a dither over the fact that President Trump, or I should say to be more specific, the Trump Organization, has a hotel. It's located in the old post office on Constitution Avenue. No, I'm sorry, on Pennsylvania Avenue. And it is called the Trump Hotel because it's owned by the Trump Organization. And it's a hotel that the Trump Organization entered into a contract with the government long before the president even announced he was running for president. But for whatever reason, they think, the Democrats, that anybody that stays in that hotel is somehow committing a crime, and that the Trump Organization, not Donald Trump, but the Trump Organization is somehow committing a crime by actually making a profit.
I have another question about that disclosure form the president signed today. Which disclosed a year late that payment. It also says that I think the Trump Hotel has brought in about $40 million in the past year. Is it problematic to you that the president and the Republican Party use and promote this hotel the president is so clearly benefiting from?
Now, before we let Annie Maxine answer, I kind of dug around a little bit, and I couldn't find where Republicans were promoting the hotel. Now, clearly, if you go to Hotels.com, you go to Expedia, you go to almost any travel website, and you search for, 5-star, 4-star hotels in the Washington, D.C. area, yeah, the Trump Hotel pops up. But I don't find any active advertising anywhere for the Trump Hotel. And it's been ruled on by the courts pretty consistently that it is not a violation of the Emoluments Clause of the U.S. Constitution for a president like Trump, who at arm's length is making money off a business adventure that he had prior to becoming president. There's actually nothing wrong with it, but what do I know? I'm just a dumbass lawyer. I'm not a Democrat.
Well, absolutely. And, questions have been raised about that. And I think one organization that looks into this kind of thing have, asked for investigations into whether or not there's a violation of the Constitution.
Wow. Well, that was a whole bunch of nothing. Well, there's some organization that kind of looks into these things, and they're kind of asked some questions about, I don't know what, but, there must be it must be a violation. Back that up. This woman can say less with more words than any human being I know.
Problematic to you that the president and the Republican Party use and promote this hotel the president is so clearly benefiting from?
Well, absolutely. And, questions have been raised about that. And I think there's one organization. You see, I don't have a clue who it is. You caught me off guard here, Mr. Hayes, and I don't know who the organization is, but there must be an organization somewhere that's checking into this and that looks into this kind of thing.
This kind of thing. They're looking into this. What kind of thing, Maxine? Come on, sweetheart, let me know. What kind of thing do you mean? Tell me.
Have asked for investigations into whether or not there's a violation of the Constitution or whether or not laws have been broken.
A violation of the Constitution. It's the Emoluments Clause. I bet she doesn't have a stinking clue what that means.
Because obviously it appears that the president is, helping to direct business, and he's making money on it.
Is he supposed to change his last name? Is he supposed to change the name of... He licenses his name, although I think in this case, I don't know who's actually operating the hotel. I'm sure it's not the Trump organization. He licenses his name to be used on hotels all over the world. That's his business. He becomes president of the United States of America. The Trump organization is still permitted to make money. Just because you become president doesn't mean that your business organization has to shut down. I guess, unless you're a Republican, but if you're a Democrat, it's certainly okay. I mean, the Clinton Foundation is just one of the most corrupt organizations in the world, but hey, who cares? That's the Democrats.
And that there are those who are coming from foreign countries who are glad to comply with his request to stay at the hotel because they think they're going to create some favor with him.
Do you think the president asks, in all seriousness, okay, Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Prime Minister, where did you stay last night? What's in your wallet? Do you have a receipt from the Trump Hotel? Show it to me. Okay, now we can talk.
And so it's all very criminal looking, and it doesn't...
Oh, it's all very criminal looking. You see, that's the new standard. You no longer have to be convicted of a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. You have to be convicted of a crime by looking criminal. Well, if that's the case, a lot of you are in deep doo-doo.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
Ankmar Garage Doors at ankmar.com. Everything doors since 1956.
Michael Brown here for Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know, I've known Mike and his family for decades. So you know when I leased a new car? Yep, it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike at C470 in Lucent, and remember, just drive it.
I wish we didn't have evil in the world. Fascism, communism, Nazism, radical Islam. I wish everybody was nice and wanted to raise their kids and create a better world. But that's not the world we live in. That's not reality.
Sean Hannity, afternoons at 1 on Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All inside information to help you, the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHOW. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHOW.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock.
Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 53. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 70. A good chance for rain on Saturday, a high of 56.
In today's connected world, it takes just one weak link and your personal information can get into the wrong hands. Good thing new LifeLock with Norton now has protection for your identity and devices. Join at lifelock.com and use promo code RISK for an extra 10% off your first year.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway. Coming up at 5 after the hour on KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.
A new CIA director. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. The Senate this afternoon confirming Gina Haspel as the first woman to lead the Central Intelligence Agency.
The ayes are 54, the nays are 45, and the nomination is confirmed.
6 Democrats joined most Republicans in supporting Haspel's confirmation. There was opposition to her role in the CIA's post-9/11 interrogation techniques, which included waterboarding. Haspel this week saying in retrospect such techniques should not have been used, and she would not support implementation of similar interrogations in the future. President Trump today clarifying remarks he made yesterday when he referred to some illegal immigrants as animals. The president says he was talking about MS-13 gang members.
When the MS-13 comes in, when the other gang members come into our country, I refer to them as animals. And guess what? I always will. But we're getting them out by the thousands. But it's a big, dangerous job. And they're able, in some cases, to come back in, or new groups come in, also from the gangs.
The president continuing his calls for tougher immigration laws and improved border security. The State Department is still planning for a June 12th meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un.
North Korea threatened to cancel the summit after National Security Advisor John Bolton outlined a strategy for Kim to surrender his nuclear program, similar to Libya's 2003 dismantling. Disarm first, economic benefits second. 8 years later, Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown and assassinated. The president claims North Korea is still coordinating with the U.S. on planning, despite threats to cancel the summit. U.S. and North Korean officials will try to agree on how Kim surrenders his nuclear program, what North Korea receives in return, and when it will receive it.
Fox's Rich Edson at the State Department. A down day on Wall Street. The Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ all closing lower. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Your yard is not just a yard. It's a baseball diamond, a water park, a movie theater, and a grand banquet hall. Your yard is where memories are made, and you have the best seat in the house with the John Deere X350 Select Series tractor. Now equipped with the exclusive one-touch mulch control system, you can tell your clippings where to go, out the chute, or back into your lawn with just the push of a button. Nothing runs like family, and nothing runs like a Deere. Visit your local John Deere dealer to test drive one today.
KHOW News Time, 5:03.
The University of Denver has reached a settlement with 7 full-time female law professors who were paid less than men.
DU is giving the professors an immediate pay raise and has also agreed to a more than $2.6 million payout to cover back pay and other damages. Professor Nancy Ehrenreich is one of the professors involved in the lawsuit.
We never thought that an institution dedicated to teaching about justice, equality under the law, and professional ethics would discriminate against us in pay simply because we were women.
As part of the settlement, DU will hire an economist to study faculty pay. The school will also make pay information available via a protected website.
That's reporter Jerry Bell. The city of Denver is scheduling 4 community meetings to gather feedback on what residents expect of Denver's next police chief. The first meeting is set for next Tuesday at 6 at the Regis Groff campus on 51st Avenue. The city also has an email set up for comments. The address, ournextchief@denvergov.org. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Heavy and slow traffic up and down these highways. A new problem traveling out of the tech center. Car stalled north of I-25 near 225 on the shoulder, but it's adding to delays there. Also, slowdowns on the Douglas County Drive, I-25 both directions. The crash south on I-25 near the Greenland exit. Traffic is getting better there. That accident has been cleared. And 6th Avenue heading to Lakewood. Stay off that highway. Westbound 6th Avenue stopped. Bad motorcycle accident westbound 6th Avenue at Federal. Northbound Federal shut down at 6th Avenue. Denver's forecast, cloudy tonight, chance for scattered storms, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon rain, high of 70 degrees. Right now, it is 81. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword money to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's money to 200-200.
Hey, Mikey.
It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown. Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Well, the FBI has admitted to spying on the Trump campaign. And that's all I got to say about that. That should rattle every American to the core. The FBI admits spying on a political campaign. So if you haven't heard already, the New York Times published a story this morning. And it's clearly the Inspector General for the Department of Justice and this outside lawyer that they've hired to look at everything that the FBI did with respect to the Clinton investigation. You've got these two parallel outside investigations going on. And the rumor mill is that the Inspector General's report is due out at any time. So interestingly, the New York Times runs a story that can only be described if you haven't read it. You can usually get around the paywall pretty easily. Use a Chrome or a Brave browser and set it to private browsing, and they won't know how many times you've looked because they'll give you like 5 free articles a month or something. I don't know, I find it funny, but it's pretty easy to get around a lot of paywalls. But it's pretty obvious too that this New York Times story is a pre-report spin job. It just doesn't pass the smell test. Headline: Codename Crossfire Hurricane, the secret origins of the Trump investigation. Where does that name, Codename Crossfire Hurricane, where's that come from? A Rolling Stone lyric. I was born in a crossfire hurricane. And when you think about it, that's really kind of an apt prediction of a political storm that continues to tear shingles off the Bureau's roof every single day. They need to call Golden Spike Roofing is what they need to do. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is being shredded to pieces. Days after they closed their investigation into Clinton's use of a private email server, FBI agents began to scrutinize the campaign of Donald Trump. Isn't that convenient? And now those two cases, the Hillary Clinton email scandal, the email server, the Trump campaign, and let's just assume for a moment that the putative crime that is somehow intertwined into the Trump campaign is, using air quotes here, Russian collusion. Which, by the way, is not a crime, but I repeat myself. days after they closed the investigation into the Clintons' use of a private email server, which violated all kinds of classification rules, the FBI started scrutinizing her rival. And now those two cases have become inextricably linked in what can only be described as one of the most consequential periods in the history of the FBI. And I say that only if the FBI is reformed. That if the FBI is depoliticized. Sometime this month, sometime in the next, I think before Memorial Day, the Inspector General will release the findings of his review of the FBI's conduct in the Clinton case. And when that happens, those results will probably renew debate over decisions by, guess who? James Comey. It will renew the questions over his decisions to publicly chastise. Remember that? He came, I'll never forget this press conference. As a lawyer, I'm sitting there listening to James Comey go through element by element by element of the federal crime of mishandling classified information, which does not require intent. And he goes through the elements, and I'm thinking to myself, I am honest to God thinking to myself, holy crap, they're going to indict Hillary Clinton. How naive of me. But I truly did believe it. And then wham, he gets to the end and makes that dumbass statement that there's no prosecutor in the world that would see this as a prosecutable case. The very thing that he just outlined as a extremely prosecutable case, he then just throws it out the window and says, no reasonable prosecutor would do it. The New York Times says this: those decisions stand in contrast to the FBI's handling of Crossfire Hurricane. Not only did agents in that case fall back to their typical policy of silence, but interviews with a dozen current and former government officials and a review of documents show that the FBI was even more circumspect in that case than has been previously known. Many of the officials spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to discuss the investigation publicly. You don't think that this isn't? There's kind of a rule of thumb in Washington. There's a feces storm coming. And so what you do is you want to get ahead of the storm. And so if there is something really bad over here that you have done, and that's the feces storm that's coming at you, you find something else, or you find some aspect of it, or you find some way to spin it, and you get ahead of the storm by saying, yeah, I've been accused of molesting little boys in back alleys for the past 20 years, but what's really took place was they were all like 18 or 19 years old. And so you try to spin the story so that when that storm finally hits, you've sucked all the wind out of that hurricane. You've sucked all the wind out of that storm. And so people who are predisposed to only read headlines will be like, oh, well, that's old news. They've already confessed that they were molesting kids in back alleys, but they were all over the age of consent. And you never read the details that says, no, that's not exactly true. Over at the Federalist, Molly Hemingway, you've probably seen her on Fox News a dozen times, has 10 takeaways. Her headline is 10 takeaways from the New York Times defense of the FBI spying on the Trump campaign. And here's all you need to know about what she says. The New York Times story, headlined Codename Crossfire Hurricane, the secret origin of the Trump investigation, is a dry and gentle account of the FBI's launch of extensive surveillance of affiliates of the Trump campaign. Whereas FBI officials and media enablers had previously downplayed claims that the Trump campaign had been surveilled, in this story, we learn that it was more widespread than previously acknowledged. That is called getting ahead of the feces storm.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Heavy and slow traffic along the highways. I-25 through the Tech Center. Part of the problem is a stall northbound I-25 up past 225. That's working on the shoulder. Jam ups downtown. Stop and go traffic. 6th Avenue backed up. A big accident westbound 6th Avenue at Federal. That crash is gone. Northbound Federal reopened at 6th Avenue. Southbound lanes of Colorado Boulevard shut down at Evans. Restrictions on Evans. Problem there, it's a water main break. And an accident westbound Hamden at Federal. Denver forecast tonight, partly cloudy, chance for scattered thunderstorms, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon rain. Could have severe storms, high near 70 degrees. Right now, it's 81. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, N623. Exclusions apply. Staples.
You know, the average single-family home here in Denver sells for about $502,986. And the average realtor here in Denver sells that same home for, you're right, $502,986. But my realtor, Bobby Bolden with RE/MAX Professionals, consistently gets tens of thousands of dollars more. I'll give you an example. Bobby had a listing here in Centennial. The high comps were about $550,000. Bobby sold that listing for $575,000. That is an extra $25,000 that went to the seller. You see, the trick's not getting your house sold here in Denver. That's the easy part. It's getting maximum dollar for your listing. Here's what Bobby does. Out of her own pocket, she will have your home professionally staged. She'll use HD photos. And then because she knows the market so well, she's able, on average, to get 10 to 12% more than other realtors in town. So if you're selling your home, I want you to call my realtor, Bobby Bolden. 303-618-2000. That's 303-618-2000.
Are you living with shoulder pain? At Boulder Regenerative Medicine, Dr. Joanne Helbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in the conservative and surgical treatment of rotator cuff tears. She's also a renowned expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options to help avoid surgery or increase the success of your surgical procedure. Call Boulder Regenerative Medicine at 303-449-8807. That's 303-449-8807. Or visit boulderinstitute.com. Schedule your appointment today.
When it comes to servicing your car, let's go right to the heart of the matter. Al Aramis, he's the owner of Pro Auto Care for 25 years, and they give a 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance to each and every customer. You'll also get reminders when your service intervals are due. I love them. I use them. You should too. Denver and Littleton. 303-PRO-AUTO. That's 303-PRO-AUTO or 303proauto.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW. If you want to learn how to make money in the stock market, the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-959-4004 for a free demo.
Announcing one of the most fantastic siding products I've ever seen. Everlast, a rich cedar finish and texture with a lifetime durability. Completely waterproof, color fast, and available in a palette of colors. Best of all, this Everlast lifetime product is offered by K&H Home Solutions at an introductory price that includes a $6,200 discount in honor of K&H Home Solutions' 62 years in business. A durable product, a reliable company, and an extraordinary price. A winning combination you should not pass up. Questions? Call 303-421-7100. Or better, book your own appointment online at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. Don't miss out. Everlast at a big discount. khwindows.com. This is a limited time offer, so act now. khwindows.com.
They say that two things are inevitable, death and taxes. Well, I'll add another, increasing electricity prices. Hi, it's Ross Kaminsky, and after a lot of consideration, I had a solar generation system installed on my home last year. And I want you to do the same with Bright Street Energy, the same folks whose solar panels are on my roof. It adds value to your home, and it's great to know that when other people's electricity prices go up, yours don't. Schedule your free solar consultation today at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE street.com.
Did you screw up? Or maybe not, but you are accused of screwing up. Being charged with a DUI can have long-ranging effects. You need it handled right now, the right way. You need Joseph A. Lazzara, criminal defense attorney with an emphasis on DUIs. This is not a time for blind lawyer shopping. Go with someone I know and trust. Joseph A. Lazzara. Always a free initial consultation. 303-429-6200.
Is your home ready for the summer? Do you have ugly green and black stains on your home? Spray and Forget, the original no-rinse exterior cleaner, eliminates these ugly stains caused by mold, mildew, and algae. Spray and Forget brilliantly cleans roofs, decks, siding, fencing, walkways, driveways, outdoor furniture, and more. Remove stains up to 50% faster than competing no-rinse cleaners. Make your home and outdoor living spaces brilliant again. Look for the yellow label at participating Ace, Home Depot, True Value, and Do It Best stores.
Whoa, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dave Logan for Schomp Automotive. This month, Schomp is having a campus-wide event to support the Danny Dietz Foundation. Schomp believes that placing the flag on the website and updating the Memorial Day hours is simply not enough in recognizing our veterans and active military members this Memorial Day. Instead, Schomp is recognizing the veterans and active military members by making a $5,000 donation in honor of their team members that served. On top of that, Schomp is putting together a military-inspired boot camp to run Sunday, May 27th, with all proceeds benefiting the Danny Dietz Foundation. If you've been considering making the choice to get a newer, safer vehicle, I encourage you to do business with a company that not only recognizes our military members, but actively supports organizations right in our backyard. You can find out all the event details and incredible offers across their entire campus at Schomp.com. And get yourself registered for the event. Schomp Automotive. One price, one person, 1 hour.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Cars, the second biggest investment we make. So let's talk all about them. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
You know, well, I'm a chicken fried. A cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine, and that's home, you know, sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine, where the peaches grow. In my house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled.
So as of today, we're into the second year of the Bob Mueller investigation into President Trump. A very simple question to ask yourself. You have a budget of at least $10 million. $10 million. You get to pick the lawyers you want. So you get the cream of the crop, both from in the government and outside the government. You spend 365 days, and trust me, these lawyers aren't working 40-hour weeks. They're working day in and day out. They've got associates, paralegals, secretaries, researchers. They've got computers, LexisNexis, Westlaw. They've got everything out the wazoo. They've got investigators. They probably have people bringing them their coffee every day. Pounding, pounding, pounding. This case isn't complex. Everyone wants you to think that Russian collusion is complex. For there to be a crime of Russian collusion, there has to be interaction between Trump campaign, and I use that as a vague term to mean everything from the candidate, Donald John Trump, all the way down to lackeys that, gophers that run errands, to even volunteers, who somehow make connection with foreign nationals who are Russian. So we keep narrowing the scope of people down. And then they have to, and remember too, since we already had spies, we already had a counterintelligence process going on within the Trump campaign. So that means that the National Security Agency, the NSA, had already been asked to unmask. The National Security Council had already asked the NSA to unmask certain individuals so that they could see what was being said. So it's not like you have to go out and be like an investigator that has to dig through piles and piles of stuff. No, it's all right there. It's all right there. And so all you have to do is show that, party A, B, and C got with party D, E, and F, and they came together and they colluded, which is not a crime, but they colluded to do something that was a crime. And after 365 days, $10 million, all of those people, lawyers, and staff that I just described, what do we have? We've got some mail fraud, some potential bank fraud, some failure to fill out some forms correctly, and we got Michael Flynn, who ostensibly, but I'm beginning to believe probably not true, pleaded guilty to some kind of perjury or false statement, which I think in the long run will eventually be overturned. So we got nothing. We got Zippo for our investment. We got Zippo for this. It is time. The Attorney General has recused himself. Jeff Sessions recused himself, saying that he, for whatever appearances of impropriety, he is not going to be involved. I think he should unrecuse himself. I think he should say to Rod Rosenstein, I've looked at this. I've talked to the special counsel. I don't think that there's any appearance of impropriety. I'm back on the job. And I think you ought to fire Bob Mueller. Now, all of you out there that, when I say things like, I wish Trump would tone this down or tone that down. I wish sometimes he'd do this or do that. Now, listen closely. I'm actually saying here, I want Trump to pull the ripcord. I want Trump to pull that bandage off that scab. I want him to rip it off. Oh, there'll be hooting and hollering. There will be gnashing of teeth. There will be wringing of hands. It will be a constitutional crisis, except that it won't. The media will be bat crap crazy. Do you care? I don't care. The Democrats will be bat crap crazy. I would say, well, what is today? Is it a day ending in a Y? The Democrats are bat crap crazy every day. So bring this to a halt. Bring it to a halt and do it now. And for everyone out there who's like, oh my gosh, if we do this, then that might lead to impeachment if we lose the midterm elections. You know what I believe? Just like I've always believed that if Republicans in the House and the Senate would grow some cojones, if they would actually somehow grow some testicles and do what they've said they would do on the campaign trail, I think people would turn out in droves to vote for them. I think there would be a red wave like we have never seen in a midterm election for a first-term president. It would upend the historical average that says in the midterm of a first-term president, you tend to lose one or both houses, or you lose a lot of seats. I think it would be just the opposite. And this nightmare would be over. And Mueller would be required to then take all of the millions of pieces of paper, all of the trees that he's killed, all of the hard drives that he's used up, and just say, well, here it is. And then we can all draw our own conclusions. Because here's the bottom line. The President of the United States is not going to be indicted. Period. And if you want to understand my reasoning on that, then I guess you have to stay through this break and listen. The President of the United States will not be indicted. Nor do I believe, even if the Democrats win the House, will he be impeached.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, no baby boom during this economic boom. The birth rate here in the U.S. falling to a 30-year low. There were nearly 3.9 million newborns last year, the fewest since 1987. In the past, baby booms often happen when there's an economic boom. And last year we had low unemployment and a growing economy. Mortgage rates are also starting to boom. Freddie Mac says the 30-year fixed rate average is now 4.61%. That's the highest in 7 years. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all finishing lower on Thursday. Investors also nervous again about a possible trade war with China. Well, despite the down day, it seems a lot of people are on their way to a comfortable retirement. That's because Fidelity says 157,000 people had a balance of $1 million or more in their 401k plans last quarter. That's up 45% from the same time a year ago. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Charles Payne.
Spearfishing has or will strike your business, wreaking havoc on your employees, brand, and your bottom line. Spearfishing can't be stopped by traditional email security solutions because messages appear to be legitimate from your boss, a trusted colleague, or a vendor asking you to wire money, confirm login credentials, or worse. Barracuda Sentinel is artificial intelligence for real-time spearfishing and cyber fraud defense. Reclaim your email in minutes with zero impact on network performance. Visit barracuda.com/AI.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Busy ride continues out along these highways. Latest trouble spot westbound 6th Avenue at Federal had that big motorcycle accident. All lanes have opened up there. 6th Avenue still crowded from I-25 on out to Federal. A lot of slow traffic along the I-25 drive, traveling between Castle Rock and Larkspur. Had the big accident south on I-25. The Greenland exit, that is gone, so that stretch very slowly, starting to get better. An accident southbound Broadway at I-25 and water main repairs, restrictions at Colorado Boulevard and Evans. Denver's forecast tonight, cloudy skies, chance for some thunderstorms, low of 50 degrees. Tomorrow could have some afternoon rain, high near 70 degrees, right now 81. With traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, N623. Exclusions apply. Staples.
You know, in this wild housing market, instead of buying an existing house, why don't you get a brand new, custom-built home from the Hall Company? And I know that you hear me say the word custom-built and you think expensive. That's not necessarily true. Whether you're looking for 1,500 or 15,000 square feet, the Hall Company will help you find your ideal piece of land, design the home with you, and then build it. You get what you want, not what somebody else had. The Hall Company can even help you find the land if you want to build the house yourself, and of course, they can help you secure financing. So instead of getting what somebody else liked, get a home that's just what you want. Check out their work at this website. Go check it out right now. DenverCustomHomebuilder.biz. DenverCustomHomebuilder.biz. Or call or text Dave Hall, the owner. He's ready to answer any questions about custom-built homes. Call or text him at 303-669-0531. Call him right now, 303-669-0531.
When it comes to mortgages, the internet can help you understand a lot of things, like the importance of a good credit score, or the difference between an adjustable rate and a fixed rate mortgage. But when it comes to knowing what's best for you, you need more than an online search. I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. Sure, information is everywhere, but don't you want knowledge you can trust? A home loan expert working with you personally from start to finish? A solid approval based on real information? Rocket Mortgage gives you options, technology when you want it, and people when you need them. We help you understand the details so you can make a confident decision and get approved in as few as 8 minutes. In fact, for 8 consecutive years, we've been ranked highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination by J.D. Power, and we're America's largest mortgage lender. So when you're looking for answers, go online, but start and finish with RocketMortgage.com.
Based on Rocket Mortgage data in comparison to public data records. For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Rocket Mortgage results may vary.
You know, if you've been in a car wreck, perhaps the biggest pain is going to be dealing with the insurance company on the other side. Well, I got some free advice for you. When the insurance company says that they accept full responsibility, they are not saying that they agree to pay every aspect of your damages fairly, nor do they have your best interest in mind. Here's what they're really saying. They're saying that they're going to challenge every bill, every medical procedure, and every other damage category that you have. Well, the job of a personal injury attorney is to make sure that the insurance company treats you fairly and compensates you for your losses. Now, if this is something that you're going through, you need to call John Fuller of Fuller Law. Call John Fuller right now. He's not going to charge you a nickel to chat about your case and see what options you have. You'll deal directly with John, and you'll never get assigned to some junior associate. I know lawyers, and I know who to recommend to friends and family, and that's John Fuller of John Fuller Law. Call him today at 303-597-4500 or online, personalinjuryco.com.
It's that time of year at the Georgetown Loop Railroad. What a great way to celebrate spring. Come enjoy the beautiful views of the last snows of winter and the first flowers of spring. GeorgetownLoopRR.com.
Have you gotten a notice from the IRS that's keeping you up at night? Let Advanced Tax Solutions help clean up that mess and give you peace of mind. Right here in Denver, helping clients for more than 2 decades. It's Advanced Tax Solutions.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown. I live back in the woods, you see. A woman and the kids and the dogs and me.
It's time to draw this whole Russia collusion investigation to an end. $10 million, all this staff, all this time, all this distraction, and 1 year later we don't have anything. Let's put it in these terms. If this was a district attorney investigating a crime, and after $10 million and a year of investigating, say some mass murder or some serial killer, and there was no resolution, there would be political hell to pay. If a U.S. attorney who serves at the pleasure of the president convinces the attorney general that in whatever district this U.S. attorney is in, that there's some big corruption case and he needs $10 million and stuff, and a year later there's nothing to show for it, the U.S. attorney and the president would probably be looking for a new U.S. attorney. A president of the United States enjoys immunity from civil liability for actions while he is president, because the president must be free to make decisions for the country without fear of civil liability. Let me repeat that. A president enjoys immunity from civil liability for actions while in office because we have decided as a nation, under our Constitution, that the president can't spend his time, energy. If you've never been involved in a lawsuit, maybe you don't get this. But if you're being prosecuted for a crime, which we'll get to criminal liability in a second, or you're being sued for some civil matter, if you've never been involved in that process, you don't understand what an emotional, financial, time it is. It eats up your life. You're constantly worrying about it. You're constantly thinking about it. The legal bills are coming in. You've got depositions you have to go to. You have interrogatories you have to answer. The lawyers wants to know this. They want you to produce these documents. It is just this constant barrage that takes an emotional and physical toll on an individual. So we've decided as a nation, we don't want the president to have to deal with even frivolous lawsuits while he's president. Now, a president can be subjected to civil liability for actions taken before assuming office. There is an unknown, though, about whether a president can be prosecuted for conduct while in office. Stop and think about the presidency. It's unlike any other public official. If we were to allow presidents to be criminally prosecuted or civilly sued for stuff, what do you think Democrats would do? Well, they would do what they've tried to do with the Bob Mueller case. Keep the president from governing, keep the president from implementing the laws passed by Congress by getting him embroiled in lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. So the founders, in their brilliance, said, we're not going to allow that. And if the president needs to be removed from office, there is a convoluted, difficult process called impeachment provided for in the Constitution, and it is convoluted and difficult because we do not want to turn into a parliamentary country like the United Kingdom or Israel or any other country that's governed by a parliament, where a vote of no confidence by the parliament means that all of a sudden the prime minister is gone and boom, you got to have a new election. We want stability. We want a president elected for a certain term, 4 years. And we want that stability and certainty so that the economy, the rules by which we govern ourselves are stable for at least a period of 4 years. And if we're going to remove a president, which is a political decision, then you're going to have to convince enough members of the House of Representatives, enough members of the 435 members of the U.S. House to approve articles of impeachment. And that's only like an indictment. If you can get beyond that hurdle of convincing a majority, 2/3, that there is a president who's committed high crimes and misdemeanors, then you go to the Senate and you have a trial. And you have to convince 2/3 of the U.S. Senate that the president is guilty of high crimes and misdemeanors and should therefore be removed from office, and the vice president would assume the presidency. We don't do that. We don't do that except in very rare cases. They did it with Bill Clinton, the Republicans did, and it backfired because they didn't have a very good case. Imposing criminal liability on the sitting president would have a chilling effect on his decision-making. It would paralyze a president from taking action that would be necessary to fulfill his oath of office. So guarding against that paralysis is more important to the welfare of the nation than imposing criminal liability for conduct that rarely, if ever, occurs. And if you say that this is one of those rare occasions where criminal liability has occurred, one, I haven't seen it, and two, if there was true criminal liability, call me naive, but I would want to believe that Republicans, some of whom are never Trumpers, some of whom are wishy-washy about this president, would be more than willing to serve up articles of impeachment. But that hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen, because you and I have been sold a bill of goods. When the Attorney General of the United States recuses himself because he had an encounter at a social event with the Russian ambassador. We've reached maximum stupid. What's the Attorney General supposed to do? Be the bubble boy? Put himself in the Maxwell Smart cone of silence and never touch or see or hear anybody until he assumes office? It's absurd. All of this is utterly absurd. But we can't stop and comprehend how absurd it is, because there's a constant drumbeat from the media. There's a constant drumbeat from the Democrats about collusion, collusion, collusion. And bit by bit, Bob Mueller finds a process crime, perjury, failure to fill out a lobby disclosure form properly. And so he goes after these minions. And it has nothing to do with Russian collusion. Nothing at all. And I'm sick of it. I'm utterly sick of it. And the president needs to stand up and just say, you know what, I'm done. Rosenstein, let's have a Saturday Night Massacre. Rosenstein, you're gone.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Heavy and slow drive continues here along the highways. A new problem on the drive southbound 225 approaching the I-25 interchange. That's an accident. Running slow there as you pass Parker Road. Heavy on that northbound side getting up to Parker. More delays heading up toward the I-70 interchange. Jam ups on I-25. A ton of traffic on that stretch. C-470 busy. I-70 and 270. An accident southbound Broadway at I-25. Water main repairs. Restrictions. Colorado Boulevard and Evans. Dinner's forecast. Tonight, cloudy skies, chance for a scattered thunderstorm, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some rain, could have severe storms. High of only 70 degrees. Right now, it is 81. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
Staples knows running out of ink is no way to do business. Help keep your business working and your printers printing. Go to Staples for a huge selection of ink and toner and find your ink in stock every time and at a low price every day so you can meet every deadline. Staples.
Hey, it's Michael Brown for Zostic Solar. You know, I told you that a few years ago. In fact, I turned down a solar company. But Zostic Solar changed the business model. They introduced a plan that includes a no-money-down option, and they convert what was once a liability, those solar panels, into an asset. And like me, you might have preconceived notions about solar energy, and Zostic Solar has dispelled those. Today's solar panels and today's solar business is not what it used to be, and that's why I now endorse Zostic Solar. Some of you have bought Zostic Solar systems and have written to tell me how happy you are with the solar project. So when they put solar panels on for you, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat, all for free. That saves you even more money. So here's what I want you to do. If you've even thought about solar, I want you to call these guys and just get a free quote. Just talk to the guys at Zostic about solar panels for your house. Call them at 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Do you suffer from knee, shoulder, or hip arthritis? Are you looking for options other than steroid injections or surgery? At Boulder Institute for Sports Medicine, Dr. Joanne Halbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in the conservative and surgical treatment of arthritis. She's also a renowned expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options to help avoid surgery or increase the success of your surgical procedure. Call Boulder Institute for Sports Medicine at 303-449-8807 or visit boulderinstitute.com and schedule your appointment today.
So, what brings you two in today?
She wants it all the time.
Well, if you would just give it to me, I wouldn't have to keep asking.
Okay, so we have problems in the bedroom.
What?
What?
No. We're talking about a whole home water softener from Connecticut.
Oh, well then, I agree with your wife. Just get one already.
Get a Connecticut water softener from Kionics at Kionics.com or call 303-841-4300. Free water analysis and no high-pressure sales with a Connecticut water softener from Kionics. Don't make her ask again.
Stop getting ripped off by home service companies. Do what I do. Call Fix-It 24/7. Fix-It 24/7 as licensed technicians will take care of all your heating, cooling, plumbing, drains, and electric work. Fix-It 24/7 will send a licensed technician to assess any problem for $39. If you have them do the work, they credit that $39. Don't get ripped off anymore. Call Fix-It 24/7. They guarantee to beat anybody else's price. Fix-It 24/7. Find them at fixmyhome.com. That's fixmyhome.com.
Did you know there's a way to list your home to attract multiple offers and incite bidding wars? Hi, I'm Tom Martino. Do you know what it is? Don't feel bad. Neither do most real estate brokers. But Frank Duran, the real estate man, uses this system in all of his listings.
There's simply no substitute for drive, discipline, passion, and experience. And we give you that.
Frank Duran, part of RE/MAX Alliance. No one better. 303-920-1622. 920-1622.
Tune into the Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve Haney is the Mortgage Doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show. Saturdays at 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. or Sundays at 8 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Hi, this is Sean Farshi, General Manager at Mercedes-Benz of Littleton. Remembering the last car I bought brings back a flood of emotion. I was determined to get a vehicle that would show how I felt, which was confident and excited. Now, if you are considering a new or pre-owned luxury vehicle, you must visit Mercedes-Benz of Littleton. I personally order every new Mercedes in our inventory. I choose every option, I choose every color and feature. Come pick out your expert configured new Mercedes-Benz at Mercedes-Benz of Littleton, mercedesoflittleton.com.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone, adults, teens, millennials, but it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually, wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? You want to get to iHeartMedia.com and get AM/FM working for you.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but as you grew up, things changed. Teaching just didn't seem like the best option anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Interesting and innovative things are happening in teaching today, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head and just over $30,000. That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. Optima Tax Relief. They're the best in the business.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief. Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Cars, the second biggest investment we make. So let's talk all about them. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
I start walking your way, you start walking mine. We meet in the middle, meet that old Georgia pine. We gain a lot of ground, 'cause we both give a little. Ain't no road too long, we meet in the middle.
You know, a president can't pardon himself for an impeachable offense. He could pardon himself for a criminal offense. There's nothing that limits self-pardons. But let's go back for a minute to the whole FBI narrative that is presented in today's New York Times. John Solomon used to work for the AP and Axios, and now I think is out on his own, was on Fox News and said this about the FBI's narrative about what they want to claim took place before the Inspector General's report comes out.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that maybe this is an effort by Brennan to burnish his image or to correct his story, or the New York Times to get right with its earlier reporting.
John Brennan, former CIA director. We'll get to him again in just a second.
I have a different theory. Next week or the week after, the IG report is going to come out, and it's going to excoriate the FBI's handling of both the Hillary Clinton case and the Donald Trump initial Russia case. And I think there was a lot of effort here for the FBI career people to get some of their narrative out in between all of the politics. But here are the key things that are in that story today. One is, in the 27th paragraph, you'll read the New York Times wrote what it wrote in October all over again. There's still no evidence today, like there was in October of 2016, still no evidence of collusion after all this time. That's an important acknowledgement in this story. And then I think the timeline is very important, and it's written in a way it's hard to put the times in linear fashion. But let's think what happened. Ambassador hears conversation, doesn't report it to the FBI about Trump collusion. Christopher Steele approaches the FBI. Special team goes, meets the ambassador, who then tells him about it. And then John Brennan sends an electronic communication kind of prodding the FBI, get going, boys. I think there's some collusion here, too, some interference in the election. That is the origins of this case. And I think when people look back, the question will be, was that evidence solid? Was there enough reason to open a counterintelligence investigation against a sitting candidate for president based on what we now know about the quality of that evidence? And I think today there was an effort to just lay that timeline out so people can make a better decision. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I've covered a lot of counterintelligence investigations over 30 years. That is not an uncommon tactic. It's a lot different. I think the early stories were suggesting there was a mole in headquarters. I don't think it's quite that. They had their suspicions about Page. That's why they went for the FISA warrant. It is not uncommon in a counterintelligence investigation to use to send a human to go try to pump someone for information to get an assessment of whether their allegation is true. And, you know, a lot of people forget counterintelligence investigations aren't criminal investigations. They're not trying to bring prosecution. They're trying to stop harm to the United States. It doesn't surprise me. I don't think it will turn out to be nefarious, but I do think it is a common tactic in CI investigations to get someone close to the target and find out if their suspicions are correct.
And most people gloss over that last point. We have taken what was ostensibly a counterintelligence investigation. Was somebody trying to manipulate the election? Was there undue influence by the Russians in the election? And so they've conflated and gone from a counterintelligence investigation into a criminal investigation. And after all of that, which predates the appointment of the special counsel, so all of that information is available to Bob Mueller, there is no prosecution. There is no indictment. There's no report. There's nothing. It's time to bring it to a halt. Darrell Issa, retiring member of Congress from California, said this today about it.
Well, I think over the last year we've discovered that there's collusion, but the collusion clearly has more to do with the FBI potentially having an informant/spy in a campaign for president by Donald Trump. Obviously Comey being compromised in many ways, including his breaking the law by leaving government with these notes. What we've discovered really is, after a year of looking for some wrongdoing by the Trump campaign, they haven't found it, and yet they're not looking at the very blatant wrongdoing by the FBI leading up to that, including the very premise of this investigation being nothing more than a dirty tricks operation out of Hillary Clinton and the DNC. That's what we now know, and it's time to have an investigation of the underpinnings of this investigation. Obviously, I join with Rudy Giuliani in saying that, you know, after a year, they ought to print what they have, and if they have nothing, admit it. Nobody is a more tenacious prosecutor than Rudy Giuliani was. If there was a crime, he was the kind of guy that would find it and prove it. And if there were a crime here in a year, they would have found it and proved it. What they've proven actually is that they can trick people into saying things and then charge them with somehow being untruthful about something unrelated to this investigation. And they've done it time and time again. They're running up the score on people who make false statements about unrelated activities going back even into 2005. Look, I was supportive of a special prosecutor or a special counsel. I was supportive that we should have it. I am now supportive that what we need is a select committee in Congress to find out just how deep and dirty the FBI and Department of Justice was in the 8 years leading up to this administration. It is pretty darn clear that the FBI has gone back to the dirty tricks and political activities that they were known for under J. Edgar Hoover. And that concerns me, and it should concern all Americans and people of both parties.
But only if they would. Only if they would truly investigate and let us know the truth. Yeah, I don't think so either.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Ankmar Garage Doors at ankmar.com. Everything doors since 1956.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 53. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a chance for afternoon storms, a high of 70. A good chance for rain on Saturday, a high of 56.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only, N623. Exclusions apply. Staples.
You may not believe it.
You are lying to me right now.
But it's actually really easy to win.
It was pretty easy.
$1,000.
That is crazy.
It's the 16K a day giveaway. Listen every hour at 5 past the hour. Weekdays 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on 630 KHOW. This is Denver's talk station. Michael Brown continues after the news on 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. KHOW Denver.
North Korea talks in question. I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Trump today threatening regime change in North Korea unless Kim Jong-un makes a deal with the U.S. The president pointing to events leading up to Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi's fall from leadership in 2011.
That model with Gaddafi, that was a total decimation. We went in there to beat him. Now, that model would take place if we don't make a deal, most likely.
North Korea has threatened to cancel a planned meeting between Kim Jong-un and President Trump next month, calling potential talks too one-sided in favor of the U.S. Meeting with NATO Secretary General today, President Trump said he's not too optimistic about coming to terms on a trade deal with China.
You've never seen people come over from China to work on a trade deal. Now, will that be successful? I tend to doubt it. The reason I doubt it is because China's become very spoiled. The European Union has become very spoiled. Other countries have become very spoiled.
Earlier today, China offered to buy U.S. goods and take other actions to reduce America's trade deficit by about $200 billion a year. The Senate today confirms Gina Haspel as the next director of the CIA.
Haspel has served 33 years in the agency and is the first woman to become director. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn says much of the opposition to her is because she was picked by this president.
There's a number of Democrats now who have decided that it is not in the nation's best interest just to oppose President Trump's nominees because they happen to be President Trump's nominees.
The vote was 54-45, with 2 Republicans voting against Haspel and 6 Democrats voting for her.
Fox's Mike Emanuel on Capitol Hill. The House expected to vote on a new 5-year farm bill tomorrow. The $900 billion package faces opposition by Democrats and an uncertain fate in the Senate if passed. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
When it comes to hiring, you don't have time to waste. You need to get to a short list of qualified candidates fast. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Your time is precious. Let Indeed help you get to your short list of qualified candidates. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Your yard is not just a yard. It's a baseball diamond, a water park, a movie theater, and a grand banquet hall. Your yard is where memories are made, and you have the best seat in the house with the John Deere X350 Select Series tractor. Now equipped with the exclusive one-touch mulch control system, you can tell your clippings where to go, out the chute, or back into your lawn with just the push of a button. Nothing runs like family, and nothing runs like a Deere. Visit your local John Deere dealer to test drive one today.
KHOW News Time, 6:03.
The University of Denver will pay out $2.6 million to settle an equal pay lawsuit brought by 7 full-time female law professors. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission says the women were paid $20,000 less a year in some cases than their male counterparts. Professor Mary Marsh initiated the lawsuit and hopes the settlement will send a message.
Other law schools will say, yeah, we better straighten it up. Universities now know that indeed they're subject to the law like everybody else.
The school will also hire an economist to study faculty pay and has agreed to provide information and employee training on discrimination. Sting and Shaggy have a Denver date on their island-inspired collaboration. Here's the tune, Don't Make Me Wait.
Don't make me wait. Don't make me wait so long, girl.
Sting and Shaggy will play the Fillmore on Friday, October 5th. Tickets on sale next Thursday. And Glenwood Springs may have a laser light show on the 4th of July because of high fire danger. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by CSU Online MBA.
No accident at the drive heading down to the Tech Center. Southbound 225 approaching the ramp to I-25. Traffic is a bit crowded for you there. Northbound I-25 after Bellevue. Report of an accident over in that right lane, creating delays in the Tech Center. Still real busy on that stretch in or out of downtown. I-70 jammed up C-470 and 270. An accident southbound Broadway at 10th Avenue and a crash on Federal just north of Yale. Thunder's forecast. Tonight, cloudy skies. Chance for scattered thunderstorms. A low of 53. Tomorrow will be cloudy. Good chance for some rain. Could have severe storms and heavy rain. High of only 70 degrees. Right now it is 81. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
An online MBA from Colorado State University answers the big question: what's next for your career? Change fields, add a credential, and get ahead with an online MBA. Get started at csubiz.com/next.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's BILLS to 200-200.
Hey, Mikey.
It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown. Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Well, let's see. I think maybe in a week or two, Starbucks is having their nationwide racial bias training. Angie, we should try to get jobs at Starbucks real quickly so we can go to the racial bias training.
Well, that's a good idea.
You think so? Or maybe we can find somebody. Do you know any baristas that work at Starbucks?
No.
If anybody out in Radio Land knows of any baristas that work at Starbucks, we would love to have a videotape of the training. We'll provide you with the kind of innocuous, nondescript camera so that you can videotape and get the video and audio for us of Starbucks teaching you about your implicit bias. But we got a bigger problem. A Latino man named Peter received a cold coffee drink labeled Beaner. En español es frijoles, beaner, in English, said the victim's friend, Miguel Acosta. He went to Starbucks. They asked for his name, said his name is Peter, and they wrote Beaner.
New trouble tonight for Starbucks, still reeling from several ugly racial incidents. A worker at a La Cañada Flint Ridge Starbucks allegedly wrote a slur that is very offensive to Latinos on a customer's cup. And tonight, people are outraged. KICK On I's Chris Holmstrom is live tonight with more. Chris?
And Jeff, it all happened at this Starbucks you see behind me. It was on Tuesday morning, and as you can imagine, people living in this area are outraged.
En español es frijoleros. Beaner, you know, in English.
Miguel Acosta defending his friend after learning he received this drink from the La Cañada Flint Ridge Starbucks.
If it is such a racial slur, why did they air it? En español es frijoles a beaner, you know, in English.
On the label, a racial slur toward Latinos. His coworker helps translate.
Yesterday went to Starbucks and they asked for his name, and his name is Peter, and they wrote this beaner, and he's saying that it's not fair.
Miguel says his friend didn't deserve this and doesn't understand why he was targeted.
And his friend's really sad right now with everything that's going through. So it's really hard.
People living nearby also in disbelief.
People, wait a minute. So a Hispanic guy gets called. Well, I don't think they actually called him Beaner. I think they just wrote Beaner on his cup. But it's not good enough to just like ask his friend. It's not enough. Well, we'll hear in just a second. To ask the Starbucks, we got to go out into the neighborhood because we got to get the outrage up. The outrage meter is on empty. We need to get it higher.
I'm shocked. I go to that Starbucks almost every day.
And I'm disappointed in Starbucks. I mean, that's when you put something in a computer and put a name on something, you're labeling someone. And I think that's not right.
At Starbucks, customers I spoke with had no idea, but tell me they would have thought twice before making a purchase.
And I guess it brings back a lot of discrimination. It brings back a lot of old, growth that we should have had before.
What does that mean? I listened to that earlier today. And I guess it brings back a lot of discrimination. It brings back a lot of old, growth that we should have had before. I don't get it.
Twice before making a purchase.
And I guess it brings back a lot of discrimination. It brings back a lot of old, growth that we should have had before.
This incident comes 1 month after a black man at a Torrance Starbucks claims he was denied access to a bathroom. And in Philadelphia, 2 black men were arrested after waiting for a business meeting at a Starbucks. And now, racist remarks on cups. The Starbucks manager declined to talk to me on camera, but the company released this statement saying, "This is not indicative of the type of experience we want our customers to have when they walk into our stores. We have apologized to them directly and are working to make things right." Starbucks says they are investigating this case, and because of incidents like this, they are holding a racial bias training later this month, and stores all across the country will shut down.
Now, Starbucks is in big trouble because when it denied restroom access to a pair of troublemakers of politically preferred pigmentation who refused to make a purchase, i.e. 2 black guys sitting in the restaurant. Now the policy has changed. And as I've told you before, now anybody can use the restroom at Starbucks. Although I would advise paying customers to stay out because it's probably going to get pretty nasty in there. But that doesn't compare at all to this next story. Angie, you ever been to a Tim Horton? Do we have Tim Hortons in the United States now?
I don't know.
It's like a coffee donut chain in Canada.
No.
No, you've not been one, or no, we don't have them?
No, I haven't been to one. I haven't heard of them either.
So you didn't answer my question about whether we have them or not.
Well, I don't know. I have to Google now.
Well, that was kind of the hint. The Tim Horton store locator. See what the closest Tim Horton is to 80237. Tim Horton restaurants may also review their policy after a woman who was denied restroom access in Langley, British Columbia, did her business right there on the floor, then picked up her creation and flung it at the employees. You don't get what I'm saying? She was denied access to the restroom. So if you see the video, which is, well, you know how TV likes to tell you, tell the little Rugrats, or if you're easily offended, or this is graphic. There's actually a store, there's a closed circuit TV video of this woman. She was denied access to the restroom. She needed to do number 2. So she walks over, leans against a kind of a counter, you know, where you might have a row of booths, and there might be a wall, but a half wall. She goes over and she leans up against that half wall next to the booths and tables, drops her pants, and drops some doo-doo right there in the restaurant. Now that would be a good enough story right there, right? I mean, for all of us who are still in our poo-poo stage, we would think, well, that's a good enough story, Michael. But Michael, we know that you will take it to the next level. She picked it up and she threw it at the employees. Our current understanding is the team member used their discretion, denied access. But next time, why don't you just let her in to do it in there? Then she can throw it against herself.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Wendy's.
Couple of new accidents in the drive. Southbound 225 at the ramp to northbound I-25. That's an accident. Traffic is running quite a bit as you pass Parker Road. And a crash in the tech center, northbound I-25, just after Bellevue. Right lane is blocked off there, creating a bit of a delay. Still have backup, slow traffic, I-25 downtown. I-70 dealing with some stop and go. That 270 drive. A bicycle accident, 10th and Broadway. And there's water main repairs, restrictions. Colorado Boulevard and Evans. Denver forecast tonight, partly cloudy, chance for scattered thunderstorms, low 53. Tomorrow could have some thunderstorms as well, with a high near 70 degrees. Right now it is 80. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Phelan, 630 KHOW.
With 6 strips of Applewood smoked bacon and a half-pound of fresh, never-frozen beef, Wendy's Baconator has earned a word to call its own. So have you baconated lately? Swing by Wendy's today and baconate with the Baconator. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Hey, you know, it's springtime in the Rockies, and you know what that means. It's hail and severe storm season. And that's why I'm thrilled to be working again with Spike McCarthy and Golden Spike Roofing. Golden Spike's a local company, and they're dedicated to providing a better quality roof for the money than anybody else in town. Now, Spike, the owner, is so committed to quality and making sure that your new roof is done right that he's not going to be satisfied until you're satisfied. And we all know that in Colorado, hail is not the only thing that can damage a roof. Like the high winds we had a few weeks ago, that can also cause problems. So here's the thing. If you think that you might even have damage, I want you to call Golden Spike Roofing, because they'll give you a thorough and a free inspection. Maybe you've got an insurance claim. Well, again, you need to call Golden Spike first and let them assist you through the process. They can do everything from the claim all the way to completion. So don't take a chance on an out-of-state fly-by-night roofer. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing. 303-942-1386. 303-942-1386.
Spin it, spin it, spin it with Spin Blend.
If you're just mixing your summer salads and sandwiches with mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, you're doing it wrong. But if you're spinning your summer salads and sandwiches with Spin Blend real salad dressing, you're doing it right. Unlike Miracle Whip, Spin Blend uses no high fructose corn syrup, so you know what you're serving is healthier and naturally delicious. So don't just make a sandwich, spin it. Don't just mix a salad, spin it with Spin Blend real salad dressing.
Spin it, spin it, spin it with Spin Blend.
Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
Graduation season is here, and there's a free playlist to help you revisit the soundtrack of your school days. Check out graduationplaylist.com and enter the year you graduated. We've got graduation playlists for every year, including this year. Hearing a certain song can bring you right back to a moment in time. Smiles, tears, or what was I thinking memories pop right in your head, and boom, you're right there. It's like a time machine, a music time machine. Listen to the music that was the soundtrack of your graduating class. Go to graduationplaylist.com, type in your year, and start reliving all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, free.
Firearms collectors, listen up, because this is the show for you. The 53rd Annual Colorado Gun Collectors Association show is this weekend. Table after table of antique arms and modern collectibles. Authentic cowboy and Native American crafts and artifacts. All the major collectors' associations are here. Colt, Sharps, Winchester, Remington, and the oldest known gun. 1,100 tables of exhibitors from across the country are here at the Colorado Gun Collectors Show. Starts 9 a.m. this Saturday and Sunday at the Denver Mart. For information, go to cgca.com.
If you've thought about installing solar on your home or business here in Colorado, do what I did and work with an actual Colorado company. Hi, it's Ross, and the very best choice in solar is Bright Street Energy. They've installed hundreds of systems on everything from modest homes to the National Western Complex. They offer a lifetime system warranty nearly unheard of in the industry. You can learn more and schedule your free solar consultation today at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE street.com, and make sure to ask about the special offer for my listeners.
Hey, it's Angie, the producer. If you're feeling kind of down and need a confidence boost, I suggest trying Ovation Hair Cell Therapy. It'll give you thicker, stronger, healthier hair. And there's just something about good hair that makes a person light up. I know when my hair is looking exceptionally good, I feel like I can take on the world. You can feel that way too with Ovation Hair. The cell therapy's unique and proprietary formula treats the scalp and hair cuticle, resulting in 80% less breakage. And that's just after one use. I'm telling you, it really works. My hair has never been healthier, and I don't feel like I'm shedding all the time anymore. Self-care is the key to confidence. So treat yourself to shiny, bouncy, healthier hair for a more confident you. After all, you do deserve it. New customers will get a first-time introductory offer today. So what are you waiting for? Go to ovationhair.com and join me and the hundreds of thousands of satisfied customers worldwide. Go to ovationhair.com. That's ovationhair.com, and go now.
You know, if you've been in a car wreck, perhaps the biggest pain is going to be dealing with the insurance company on the other side. Well, I got some free advice for you. When the insurance company says that they accept full responsibility, they are not saying that they agree to pay every aspect of your damages fairly, nor do they have your best interest in mind. Here's what they're really saying. They're saying that they're going to challenge every bill, every medical procedure, and every other damage category that you have. Well, the job of a personal injury attorney is to make sure that the insurance company treats you fairly and compensates you for your losses. Now, if this is something that you're going through, you need to call John Fuller of Fuller Law. Call John Fuller right now. He's not going to charge you a nickel to chat about your case and see what options you have. You'll deal directly with John, and you'll never get assigned to some junior associate. I know lawyers, and I know who to recommend to friends and family, and that's John Fuller of John Fuller Law. Call him today at 303-597-4500 or online, personalinjuryco.com.
Every business needs great people, and the better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it. ZipRecruiter revolutionized hiring. Their technology finds great candidates for you. No wonder 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. Goodbye post and pray. Hello ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try it for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Whoa, long time no see. It's me, the Rock t-shirt in the back of your closet. Dude, remember? You crowd surfed in me, man. But you haven't worn me in like forever. I get it, you're retired, but I still got some rock left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I could really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
Cars, the second biggest investment we make. So let's talk all about them. Coming up on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
And it starts sometime around midnight, or at least that's when you lose yourself for a minute or two, as you stand under the bar lights and the band plays some song about forgetting yourself for a while. And the piano's this melancholy soundtrack to her smile. In that white dress she's wearing, you haven't seen her for a while.
Martins Ferry, Ohio. Tonight's first taxpayer relief shot goes kind of like this.
Our top story tonight, a fatal officer-involved shooting happening in Martins Ferry. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Davison.
I'm Rich Pierce. This is still a developing story. News 9's Kate Seifert was on scene working to gather more details. She joins us live now in Martins Ferry. Kate.
Rich, Kate, thank you. We are about a mile down the road from that scene. Police from the scene asked us to move a couple streets down as a courtesy to the family that was living inside the home. But we now have new information from the Belmont County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff David Lucas told us that around 6:40 p.m., dispatch received a call about a male chasing family members with a knife inside the residence on Washington Boulevard outside of Martins Ferry. Upon arrival, one of the family members was outside of the home and indicated that his mother was locked inside of a room and that his brother was the man inside the home with the knife. Soon after their arrival, police were able to safely remove the mother from the home. The suspect was still inside. Deputies and officers noticed a fire starting inside the home, and when they entered, they attempted to end the situation. However, according to authorities, the situation escalated to the point where weapons were discharged, fatally wounding the suspect.
Man. Some families just can't get along, can they? Dixon, Illinois, or as some people say, Illinois.
Charges are filed against a man accused of shooting a gun outside of a school in Dixon.
Also this morning, we are learning more about the school resource officer who helped to prevent a tragedy. Tia is live.
What? A good guy with a gun stopped a bad guy with a gun? Oh, say it ain't so.
In Dixon. Tia, what are you learning this morning?
Well, Scott and Anita, what I can tell you is that we did go by the school resource officer's home, Mark Dallas's home, and he was under the watchful eye of Illinois State Police. They did get out of the car, and a trooper did tell us that he has 24 hours to speak with investigators, and he hasn't done that just yet. And they also told us he may speak to the media at some point, but right now is not the time. What I can tell you is that all of this unfolded here right outside of the high school's gym at Dixon High School. What we know is that this is where the school resource officer chased down 19-year-old Matthew Milby. He was armed and dangerous. He fired shots outside of the high school gym Wednesday, and seniors were inside practicing for graduation, and from there the school was put on lockdown. All of this unfolding at around 8 Wednesday morning. The 19-year-old started to run away from that resource officer and fired several shots at him, and then that resource officer returned fire, hitting the suspect. Matthew Milby was the only one injured. He's being treated at a local hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Now, according to Illinois State Police, Milby now faces 3 charges of aggravated discharge of a firearm with a $2 million bond. The investigation continues and more charges could be filed. Milby is...
You know what aggravated discharge of a firearm is, Angie?
No.
When you're really pissed off. You're just aggravated. You can't shoot your gun when you're aggravated. It's against the law.
Currently under 24-hour watch by police. He will be taken to jail when he's released from the hospital. Now, his mother, Julie Milby, I did talk to her this morning. She did tell us he was kicked off the football team for marijuana use, but he was not expelled. She thought he was going to school to participate in graduation rehearsals.
I honestly would have to tell him thank you, because I think on most cases they would kill them. Isn't that what really happens to them? Yeah. So I would have to tell him thank you. Mark, I grew up with Mark.
Well, that's her talking about the resource officer and praising the resource officer for not killing her son. Even Governor Bruce Rauner praised Dallas for his actions. This was tweeted by the governor just yesterday. It says, today we should all be very thankful to school resource officer Mark Dallas for his bravery and quick action to immediately diffuse a dangerous situation at Dixon High School. And you may remember in Parkland, Florida, not too long ago, there was a school resource officer there who did nothing, and as a result, several people were killed. So hats off to Mark Dallas this morning, but the high school is closed today.
Man, they threw that old boy under the bus, didn't they? Jakarta, Indonesia. Indonesian police on Wednesday shot dead 4 sword-wielding men who attacked a police headquarters in Sumatra, killing 1 officer, the latest in a spate of militant attacks across the Muslim-majority country. National Police spokesman Seto Wasito said the man attacked the officers after driving a minivan. What kind of jihadist drives a minivan? Get a truck. Good grief. He said a fifth man who drove the vehicle was arrested trying to escape. One officer died and 2 were injured. Man, oh man. You take swords to a gunfight? Jihadists are just stupid. There is a story today about, and I was not aware of this particular, now where'd it go? Of this particular nominee to be a member of the Federal Reserve, Marvin Goodfriend. He has been nominated by President Trump to be a member of the Board of Governors, I think of the Fed, not one of the regional banks, but one of the Fed itself. Here's what, he, in 2016, at an annual Federal Reserve conference in Wyoming, this nominee argued that the problem central banks face is that in an era of already low interest rates, banks need the ability to push rates negative. And what does that mean? The central banks have tried to make loans as cheap as they possibly can. So now they want to penalize banks for not lending when the central banks want them to lend. Now, if you don't like banks, that probably sounds great. I'll make the banks do this stuff. But here's what you probably haven't thought about. Who pays for that? Customers. Not only will you not be getting the interest that you would be earning, that whopping 0.02% that you make on your savings in a bank account, you will now actually be charged for having a savings account. Yeah, no more interest for you. No more soup for you. The way around this, of course, is to just take your money and keep it in your mattress, which is what has happened in Japan. But here's the other thing that bugs me about this nominee. He wants a cash-free society. Eliminating cash overnight would be difficult, but he has a solution. Make paper money worth less. Withdraw $10 from your bank, and your $10 bill is now worth $9. I love government.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Pella of Colorado.
Slowdowns continue along the highways. Southbound 225 at the ramp 2I-25. That's an accident running crowded there from Parker Road on down. And a crash backing up in the Tech Center north on I-25 after Bellevue, blocking up that right lane. 270 still real busy across Commerce City. Some slowdowns on the C470 drive. There's water main work southbound Coweta Boulevard shut down at Evans. And an accident, bicycle crash 10th and Broadway. Denver's forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies. Chance for scattered thunderstorms, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon rain, high near 70 degrees. Right now, it's 80. With your traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
What makes a Pella window a Pella window? Testing the designs from -40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and drenching them in wind-driven rain while offering distinctive looks and detail. Testing beyond standards with style beyond the ordinary. Pella windows and doors. Perfectly beautiful.
You know, the average single-family home in Denver is selling for $502,986, and the average realtor is selling that same home for, you guessed it, $502,986. But my realtor, Bobby Bolden with RE/MAX Professionals, consistently gets tens of thousands of dollars more. Here's an example. She had a listing down here in Centennial. The high comps were $550,000. Bobby sold her listing for $575,000. That means an extra $25,000 for the seller. You see, the trick's not getting your house sold here in Denver. It's getting maximum dollars for your home. And here's what she does. Bobby will have your home professionally staged with high-definition photos. And then because she knows the market so well, she's able to get, on average, 10 to 12% more than other realtors in town. So if you're thinking about selling your home, I want you to call my realtor, Bobby Bolden, 303-618-2000. That's 303-618-2000.
Do you owe the IRS? Then don't wait. Call Advanced Tax Solutions today. Located right here in Denver, they've helped clients like you for over 20 years. Be their next success story. Let them help resolve your tax problems. Advanced Tax Solutions.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3 p.m. on 630 KHOW. If you want to learn how to make money in the stock market, the Trading Group Show, Sundays at 3, or call 888-959-4004 for a free demo.
Nothing improves a home like new windows from K&H Home Solutions. And now get $500 off every window you buy. That's an extraordinary deal from a company you can trust. In business 62 years, and a company I've personally used again and again. With K&H, you get beauty, durability, energy efficiency, and value. Not to mention $500 off every window you buy. Call for details, 303-421-7100. K&H was the first window company on my referral list at referralist.com. I've known the owner, Ted Rowland, 25 years. You can rely on K&H. They did the windows in my home years ago, and they've done windows for all my closest friends. Book your own appointment online at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. Don't take chances with your home. You can trust KH Home Solutions at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com.
At the showroom, you'll find all the designs you need to complete your dream home, including the best selection of the most luxurious mattresses in the world. Luxe by Denver Mattress is an experience like no other. An incredible gallery showcasing the best of Heirloom, Vispring, Tempur-Pedic, and Denver Mattress. These collections are all crafted with exceptional materials and expertise. Experience Luxe by Denver Mattress today, only at the showroom, near I-25 and 58.
You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. Tennessee Williams said that, and it's still true today. Remember the good old days when you pooled your change for a burger and a shake to share? Or you took a road trip with just enough cash to pay for the gas? When you're young, you can roll with the punches. But when you're retired, you need to know you'll have the income you need. Hi, this is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital and host of Your Money, Your Retirement, right here on KHOW every Saturday. You worked hard and saved for your retirement. Now it's time to make sure you have income to last your lifetime. Call today for your complimentary, no-obligation visit and see how to get started with your own retirement income strategy, an income you won't outlive. Call right now, 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online, yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. If your business needs capital to reach its potential, Cabbage can help with flexible access to a line of credit of up to $250,000. Apply online and get a quick decision.
Visit Cabbage.com or call 855-CABBAGE to get $100 back when you take your first loan. That's 855-CABBAGE with a K. Credit lines and pricing are subject to periodic review and change. This is not a revolving account. Individual requests for capital are separate installment loans. All Cabbage business loans are issued by Celtic Bank, the Utah Chartered Industrial Bank, member FDIC.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
When I was young, I should have known better, and I can't feel no remorse, and you don't feel nothing bad.
There's no way to easily do this next story because it's long. But there's a story out of Minneapolis about daycare fraud. Daycare fraud funding terrorism.
For 5 months, we've been investigating what appears to be rampant fraud in a massive state program. A fraud suspected of costing Minnesota taxpayers as much as $100 million a year. Our reporting is based on public records and nearly a dozen government sources who have direct knowledge of what's happening.
Let that sink in. Hundreds of millions of dollars. This isn't just like over the past year. It's been going on for quite some time. And their reporting is based upon documents and interviews with government officials who have knowledge of the fraud. Can somebody explain to me then, why is it still going on?
These sources have a deep fear, and there's evidence to support their concerns that some of that public money is ending up in the hands of terrorists. We begin at Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, where mysterious suitcases filled with cash have become a fairly common carry-on. It's the morning of March 15th. We're chasing a tip about a man who's leaving the country. Our sources tell us he just took a carry-on bag through security that was packed with $1 million cash. You can do that as long as you fill out one of these government forms. We're told these cloak and dagger-like scenarios now happen almost weekly at MSP International. The money is usually headed to the Middle East, Dubai, and points beyond. Our sources say last year alone, more than $100 million cash left MSP in carry-on luggage.
What we were interested in is where it was going.
The national go-to expert on what's behind these mysterious money transfers is Glenn Kearns. He's a former Seattle police detective who spent 15 years on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force until his retirement.
It's an outright crime. It's unbelievable.
Kearns tracked millions of dollars in cash that was leaving on flights from Seattle. It was coming from hawalas, businesses used to courier money to countries that have no official banking system. Some immigrant communities rely on hawalas to send funds to help impoverished relatives back home.
That's a Islamic form of banking. Apparently the reporters in Minneapolis-St. Paul don't want to be specific yet, but that's an Islamic financial process.
Kearns discovered some of the money was being funneled to a hawala in a region of Somalia that's controlled by the Al-Shabaab terrorist group.
So I talked to a couple sources who had lived in that region, and I said, if money is going to this hawala, do you think it's going to Al-Shabaab? And he said, oh, definitely. That area is controlled by Al-Shabaab, and they control the hawala there.
He says when the money arrives, whether it was intended for legitimate purposes or not, Al-Shabaab or other groups demand a cut. As Kearns dug deeper, he found that some of the individuals who were sending out tens of thousands of dollars worth of remittance payments happened to be on government assistance in this country.
And here's where the fraud begins. Everyone who thinks that I'm cold-hearted, that I'm dispassionate, that I have no compassion for immigrants, you're right to a degree. I'm tired of us being taken advantage of. I frankly don't give a rat's ass whether you're Islamic, Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu. I don't care. What I do care about is you come to the country legally. That's the first step. Then the second step is you become a U.S. citizen. And the third step is you get a freaking job. And you quit ripping off taxpayers. And you may think, well, Michael, this is in Minneapolis-St. Paul, so what do we care? Who do you think ends up paying for these programs? Free daycare, like Jared Polis keeps arguing for? Somebody pays for that. Here's how it happens in Minneapolis.
How could they possibly come up with such big bucks to transfer back home?
We had sources that told us it's all about it's welfare fraud. It's all about the daycare.
To better understand the connection between daycare fraud and the surge in carry-on cash, you have to look at the history of this crime. 5 years ago, the Fox 9 investigators were first to report that daycare fraud was on the rise here in Minnesota. We exposed how some businesses were gaming the system to steal millions in government subsidies meant to help low-income families with their child care expenses.
This is a great way to make some money. I think it's kind of that informal word of mouth.
In order for the scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of child care. This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going? I don't know exactly where it went. But it adds up when you begin to look at how many people are involved.
One recent federal case points to at least some of the money going overseas.
What amazes me about these stories is the fraud is blatant. There's some journalism occurring at the local level. Legislators, congressmen, bureaucrats know about it. And I guarantee you I can come back next year and do the same story. Nothing changes. It's like we just enjoy grabbing our ankles and just getting it. I don't understand it. And what irritates me the most is it gets cloaked in. If I were to point out what you didn't see, well, first of all, you notice that it was never, the word Islam was never mentioned in that more than 4-minute clip. Not once. And what you didn't see, because I just used the audio, is that every daycare operator and every daycare parent shown in the undercover videos was Islamic. Of course, this is Minneapolis, St. Paul, so we shouldn't be surprised. But these stories get shrouded in political correctness, and then nothing ever changes. While the country's going down, that's two tonight. That's two. While the country's going down the crap, nobody does anything. So, guess I'll get in on the fraud. How about that?
This report is brought to you by Wendy's.
Highways are starting to look a lot better for the drive. Southbound 225 back to normal. That accident down near the I-25 interchange is gone, and speeds are starting to pick up nicely through there. Northbound 225 just a bit bunched up right around Parker Road. Had a wreck in the tech center north on I-25 near Bellevue. That is gone. Watch for debris on the highway. It's a futon in the right lane of eastbound I-70 at Sheridan, and a report of a stalled van, flat tire, westbound 70 at Steel Vasquez. Generous forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies. Could have a scattered thunderstorm, low 53. Tomorrow, good chance for some afternoon rain. Could have some heavy rain as well, high near 70 degrees. Right now, it's 80. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Phelan, 630 KL.
With 6 strips of Applewood smoked bacon and a ½ pound of fresh, never frozen beef, Wendy's Baconator has earned a word to call its own. So have you baconated lately? Swing by Wendy's today and baconate with the Baconator. Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Hey, it's Michael Brown here for Zostic Solar, and I've told you before that I was approached about endorsing a solar company a couple of years ago, and I just wouldn't do it. I didn't like the business model. I didn't like the way they were doing business. But Zostic Solar has changed the business model. They have a business plan that includes a no money down option, and they convert what was once a liability, those solar panels, into an asset. And, you probably have preconceived notions about solar panels. Well, I did too. Well, today's solar panels and today's solar business is not what it used to be, and that's why I've chosen to endorse Zostic Solar. Some of you have bought this system and have written to tell me how happy you are with the solar project. So when they put solar panels on your project, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat for free. That saves you even more money. So what do you need to do? You need to call them and get a free quote. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Sometimes good people find themselves on the wrong side of the law. The attorneys at Pollard Miller understand how devastating the consequences of a conviction can be. Whether you're dealing with a DUI, drug, or domestic violence charge, you do not want to risk putting your case in the hands of just any Denver criminal defense attorney. Choose Pollard Miller. They are ready to offer aggressive, compassionate defense to help get your life back on track. Call 1-800-808-0012 for a case evaluation.
Got my grocery list. Bread, check. Cheese, check. Chicken. Wait, I don't see any chicken with the Redbird label. Oh, here it is.
Redbird is the only chicken I eat. For more info, go to redbirdfarms.com or visit King Soopers, Safeway, or City Market.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's time to watch Newsmax TV, America's newest conservative cable news channel. You've heard me talk about Newsmax Online and how I use their website for show prep all the time. Well, now they've got a cable news channel just like Fox News. You know, I really like Newsmax TV. Frankly, I think it's terrific. And that's not just because I've appeared on Newsmax TV a lot. No, it's because Newsmax TV just had on Mike Reagan, Professor Dershowitz, Rand Paul, even Bill O'Reilly. So I encourage you to watch Newsmax TV. Get the news the liberal media just simply won't report, like the real story behind President Trump's success. Newsmax TV is already America's fastest growing cable news channel. Get in on this deal now. It's now in 50 million homes. Check it out on DirecTV channel 349 or Dish 216. That's DirecTV 349, Dish 216. And remember, if your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax TV, I think you ought to call them and tell them that you want Newsmax TV.
Is your credit score preventing you from buying a home? Maybe it's stopping you from refinancing to a better rate. Hey guys, it's Ross Kaminsky, and I'm here to tell you there is more to mortgage approval than your credit score. So if you've been denied a loan based on credit score alone, well, you called the wrong lender. At American Financing, they offer custom loan programs, down payment assistance, and in-house underwriting, meaning you can expect greater flexibility during the mortgage process. Now, they look at a variety of factors, like your income, your work history, and whether you pay your bills on time. And if you're just shy of getting approved, their credit care team can offer tips on how to improve your credit, getting you one step closer to a customized, competitive rate mortgage, one that's focused on your financial goals. Affordable home ownership is within reach. It just takes a 10-minute call to the salary-based mortgage consultants at American Financing, 303-695-7000, or online at americanfinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Denver homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your pipe leaks, low water pressure, or rusty water by repiping your home today. Repipe Specialist has been serving Denver for many years, collectively repiping over 35,000 homes. We built a reputation on offering the most efficient repipe process for customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialists only uses the best repiping materials with high-quality PEX or USA Grade L copper pipes. For a limited time, take advantage of our most affordable offer. For a limited time, get 20% off and 0% interest for an entire year on approved credit. That's right, a quality repipe, wall patching, a lifetime guarantee, 20% off and 0% interest. Repipe Specialist provides a free in-home estimate explaining the process tailored for your home. So call Repipe Specialist today for your free in-home estimate at 888-503-1742. That's 888-503-1742. 888-503-1742. There
are times I get up and I feel like an elephant.
Glenn Beck.
Okay, that doesn't make me an elephant. I will not culturally appropriate elephants. Feelings are not facts. And that is really important for this society to understand.
When you feel like hearing the facts.
You want to go to the moon? Okay, you need some facts.
Weeknights at 7.
It better be accurate or we all burn up on re-entry.
On 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Don't wanna discuss it. Think it's time for a change. You may get disgusted. Start thinking that I'm strange. The kids are going to ground. Get some heavy rest. Never have to worry about what is worst or what is best. Get it. Oh, domino. All right.
Oh, domino. So going back to for a second to the Federal Reserve nominee good friend, who wants a cashless society so that they can monitor everything that you do. He might have a problem with one group.
Millennials have been accused of disrupting many industries, and credit cards appear to be next in line. A survey from Bankrate.com found that only 1 in 3 millennials carry plastic. In addition, the 18 to 24-year-old demographic prefer to pay cash more than any other age group. And if they are carrying a card, it tends to be either prepaid or debit, TD Bank found. None of this bodes well for the banks or payment networks like Visa, since the fees they earn from debit card transactions are less than those earned via credit cards. Ballooning college tuition, the 2008 global financial crisis, and legislation limiting marketing of credit cards on campus may be to blame.
How much more out of touch can this nominee be? He wants negative interest rates, so that your savings account actually costs you money instead of earning you money. He wants to force banks to make loans when, quite frankly, either they don't have qualified borrowers, but who cares about qualifications? Just get the money out the door. And he wants a cashless society. All at the same time, while millennials, the generations behind us, are saying, yeah, we don't want to use credit cards. We just want to use cash or crypto. We don't want to be tracked. Speaking of being tracked, the TSA, my favorite outfit, the Transportation Security Administration, they got a new watch list. They want to target as potential threats at airport checkpoints people who may have appeared to be unruly, maybe disaffected by the screening process. There's a 5-page directive, says that these actions that pose physical dangers to security screeners or other contact that the agency describes as offensive or without legal justification could land travelers on the new watch list known as a 95 list. The assistant administrator for security operations told the New York Times that an intent to injure or cause physical pain is not required, nor is an actual physical injury. So if I show up with a tood, I show up at the TSA with an attitude, I think I'm probably already on the 95 list. So far, the names of fewer than 50 people have been put on the list, according to Kelly Wheaton, a TSA Deputy Chief Counsel. But 2 other government security officials who are familiar with the list and who obviously described it on the condition of anonymity because they're not authorized to discuss it, actually said the number of names on the list is much, much higher. I don't know who to believe. Kelly Wheaton, the Deputy Chief Counsel, a lawyer that lies? For the TSA? No, say it ain't so, Mom, say it ain't so. But I'm really bothered by the idea that you're going to be put on a list where you don't have to do anything with intent to injure, you don't have to do anything that causes physical pain, you don't have to do anything that causes actual physical injury at all. This is a list based on your attitude. Fred Burton, the chief security officer at Stratfor, you probably heard of Stratfor, they're a global intelligence company based out of Austin, asked, now if I'm running late, having a bad day, and I'm rude to the screeners, do I get put on the list? The bottom line is that in the post-9/11 world, do we really need another watch list, particularly one from the TSA, which is not an intelligence agency, he asks. To which I would also add, wait a minute. Their job is not, I repeat, not to determine who gets on an airplane and who does not. Their job is to make sure that whoever gets on an airplane isn't carrying a weapon or explosives or other dangerous items. The TSA has no right to prevent you from traveling. And this may seem like a difference without a distinction, but it is not. Their job is to make sure that the travelers who are traveling are not a threat and are not carrying anything that can be a threat to that airline, to that particular airplane. That's their job. You have a constitutional right to travel. You have a constitutional right under the First Amendment of association. TSA is not a law enforcement agency. They are not an intelligence agency. They are simply security screeners. And this whole attitude that they've got, this mission creep, this is the stereotypical, classical example of mission creep. And you know what? I despise them.
That's pretty much all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.